injury-related stuff. Kiefer Moore, how is he?
Fit.
Good news.
Great news.
Shackleton, where's he?
Not fit. Took a whack to his knee. Good news is that it's not long term, and it's not medium term. It's short term. So, I suspect that's going to be 2 or 3 weeks. He's got some heavy bruising and some soreness around his knee, but it didn't look great, Andy, when he came off the pitch. And we all felt for him. Possibly the worst start that he can have, because he's been great in coming into the group, interacting. Another one that wants to win. Great personality, good enthusiasm, good ability, athletic, gets about the pitch. So for him to come off, it was difficult for him, and it was disappointing for us. But thankfully, that the news is better than what was first feared.
Is everybody else all right after Huddersfield? Is everybody else all right?
Yeah. Everybody's come through with the Huddersfield game, so we've had a few days to work on things. I think we're always going into the unknown. I should imagine, Ryan at Preston as well will be going into the unknown a little bit, even though he's had a more settled squad over his time and his period, and he's building and he's built as well. So adding the 1 or 2 that he's added, trying to deflect anything, it makes it a little bit easier. We all like to be in that position, but it is the position that we're in. But I'm still expecting, the players, the intelligent players, to pick up how we're going to play. I think, I don't think I'm trying to hide anything. I think they'll have watched us pre-season just as much as we've watched them. They'll see that we're playing a little bit differently, and I think that's part of the freshness and the newness that we're bringing to the football club. Changes needed to be made last year. And changes not just in terms of personnel, but in terms of how we're going to go about it.
And that's perhaps another reason to underline the word patience, isn't it? New players, but equally a new way of playing that even the 6 or 7 or however many lads that have been here for a long time will have to get used to.
Yeah, they'll have to do that. Jack's, for an example, Robbo's played in 3 at the back. Now, obviously, we're looking at 2. It doesn't mean at any stage that we might not go back to 3 or play 3 in certain games, during games, to play starter games. So we want to be completely flexible in terms of the way we play. I always think there's 3 ways to win a game of football. I always think there's different formations that we can coach. It makes me laugh, and I've gone through that before in terms of it's 3-5-2. Well, it isn't really, because we've had a bit of success on the other bits as well. So we have to coach and be able to coach, and we will do. But the flexibility of it. But yeah, they have to get into tune and get into rhythm. So I think there'll be teething problems as well, few. But as long as the non-negotiables, the fundamental aspects of our game are in place, we will work and we will get better right the way through the season. And the more work we do on the training ground with the players, with this new group of players, that the biggest thing is they're willing to learn and willing to join in and buy in terms of what we're doing, which they most certainly are.
Just finally then, you'll have each watched one another. What's your take on Preston right now?
Yeah, always a competitive side. Ryan's won for the majority of his career, and he'll want to win on Friday night. There'll be a lot to be talked about Sheffield United coming down and how they're going to adapt to the Championship and what's their body language going to be, what's their mentality going to be like, and a lot of changes from our point of view. But from their point of view, it's an home game under the lights at Deepdale. It's always a difficult place to go and get a result. They're incredibly competitive. They've got a lot of good players. They've got a settled group. So, we're expecting the best, and we've got to produce a really top performance to go and get a result. We're on -2. We understand that, but we've just got to take every game on its merit and approach every game in the right way. And I'm delighted in terms of the way we've approached this game. We can look at it and say, we need a little bit here and a little bit there, but it's a game of football against a decent side and against a very determined manager and a strong Championship side. They've been sort of in and around it for a number of years, and they'll be wanting to get off to a flying start, and we have to be ready for that and aware of that and expecting that.